my father-in-law.
All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order. First thing is the Pledge of Allegiance.
You get roll call.
No, not yet. Oh, I'm sorry, roll call. Skipped one, the most important part, roll call. Sorry, jumping to conclusions here.
Okay, roll call. Anthony Pereira.
Here.
Dominic Velasco.
Here.
Dennis Reyes, I'm here. Carol Duffy. Not present. Tommy Jones. Still running. Ray Martinez. Not here. Marlene Smith. Not here. Very disappointed. I'm very sorry, but we do not have a quorum.
Since we do not have a quorum, this meeting is adjourned.
Just so everybody knows, I understand that a letter was delivered to the district office today indicating...
Might want to catch Baldo. He's the one that delivered the letter.
Baldo, where are you going?
Baldo, come here and visit with us. Let us know what's happening. We're not having a meeting.
Come on in, Waldo.
Come on.
Why are you leaving now, sir?
Come on.
Getting a little hot here for you?
Voice your opinion.
Come on in.
Tell us why we're all here.
He delivered a letter to the district office today indicating there would not be a quorum. So there were some discussions behind the scenes, apparently, among these board members that Baldo was privy to, that there would not be a quorum tonight, so they could not conduct business.
Now, Mr. President, is that a violation of the Brown Act?
Yes.
I would say
I
it
was just
was.
going to say that. A letter was delivered, addressed to myself and Dean at 8:45 this morning here at the district office. And the letter was actually a press release. The letter, according to the note from the secretary, it was delivered at 8:45 this morning by Baldo, and he said to bring this to you. So obviously he did, and it was a press release. No letterhead, no indication of who it's from. Just says there will not be a quorum for tonight's hastily called meeting of the Los Banos Unified School Board.
Sounds like a violation to me.
Obviously a violation of the Brown Act.
Not nearly as hastily as the Opinski meeting.
Exactly right.
That was called by the other members of the board. This meeting was called a week ago. I got a notice from Tommy that he was out of town and couldn't attend. I got a notice from Carol saying that she had a doctor appointment tonight. I got an appointment from, a text message from Marlene saying she could not attend. And I got a text message at 4:35 tonight from Ray saying he had to be at church tonight.
Why shouldn't we recall Ray?
That's
He
not-
just got into office.
Well, that's your department, guys. I mean, we can't do it.
Well, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do everything I can, because he doesn't have church tonight. You don't have church on Thursday nights. I was at church last night. Everybody has church on Wednesday nights. It's Bible study. And I see him all the time at InShape doing work at InShape and the other surrounding salon, other places.
Well, he did indicate, that he had church tonight. That's what
He's
what
a
I'm
liar.
saying.
I will.
And I'm gonna prove he's a liar.
Yeah.
So the meeting is adjourned, but as we do at every board meeting, we'll be here if you want to talk to us about anything. You
We
come on
want
up
to
to
talk
the
to you
side.
why Tommy Jones is still on this board. Can you answer us that question?
Because of the 4 board members that are not here. That is why Tommy Jones is still on this board.
Will that be?
And for all of you that do not know, I asked a question at our last board meeting, and I intend to bring this out in October. I specifically asked Marlene Smith, have you ever been in Tommy Jones's house with Greg Opinski, and she couldn't hit her button fast enough and said no. I want everybody here to know we have picture and volume tape of Marlene Smith in Tommy Jones's house with Greg Opinski while this contract was going on.
Then why aren't you showing us that?
What's that?
Then why isn't that coming to light?
Well, because I found out on Friday, our meeting was on Thursday, I took her on her word thinking she would not lie in front of the students and the people she represents, and that's how I asked her. So that's what we have to go by, and that's what we're dealing with here now. These people got their seats, Tommy, 4 years ago with Carol Duffy, and there were a handful of people in our community that pushed to get them on board. And then 2 years later, they brought in Marlene. And now you've got 3 CAC members and one of the founding fathers sitting on the board. And I've been after this now for well over a year, and you can tell I'm frustrated because I can hear myself getting loud, but this is awful. We're wasting community money, we're wasting our tax dollars, the kids are not benefiting, and what they've been doing for the last year, there's going to be repercussions for 3 to 4 years down the road. With facilities and education of our kids, you miss out on a kid in the classroom 1 year, you haven't just set them back 1 year. You've crippled them for quite a while. We've got to get caught up now. But facilities are big, and what they've been, I can go on forever. The lease-back projects where they said we couldn't do them no more. Why do you think they did that? Greg Opinski makes more money as a CM. That's why he does not want to do lease-backs. That's been the big push. How long's Tommy been pushing for no more lease-backs? That was big. It was to get his buddy in there. Talk negative about Steve Tejan. Why? Because Steve Tejan was here when Greg Opinski lost his lawsuit. Aaron Barcelos was the board member that went to Fresno, I believe, with Paul Aldretti. And Steve Tejan, and again, Tommy Jones says we have to change attorneys. Why? Because our attorney voted in favor of us to get rid of Opinski and didn't want him around. So see what the pattern is here? They put these people in place, and now they're talking about doing stuff, Ray Martinez, at our school sites that board members are not supposed to do. How soon that's going to come out to the public, I don't know. But I'm going to tell you as quick as I legally can what he's up to, and it's going to cost us more time and money. We have to stop this. We have an opportunity in November. Thank God we have Dominic here. You can say what you want about his personal life. You can say what took place this last year. But if he was not on this board right now, this would be run amok right now, and we'd really be upside down.
To answer a more direct question about why is he still on the board. We, as a board, have no control over our board members as far as whether they sit on the board or not. They are elected officials, and the only people that can remove them are the people that elected them. So we as a board cannot do anything to tell a board member that they can no longer be part of the board. We have no right to do that. The only thing that we can do is a resolution of censure, which is what we were going to talk about tonight. A resolution of censure actually has no teeth. It's just a statement by the board that they are unhappy with the actions of a board member, and that's as far as we can go as a board legally. But at least it lets the public know that we are concerned and we are hearing their concerns and acting upon them. But we cannot remove a board member. That is not within our rights as the board.
So then we as a people can remove them?
The only people that can remove them are the people that elected them.
And
their
how come
district.
that one night, so many, even the Teachers Association said that he needs to turn in his resignation?
He can
How come
resign.
all these people came up,
He can resign.
He can resign.
He can resign.
but he
we
won't
cannot-
resign? So we need to go to the next step.
He's making too
cannot-
much
November.
money.
But
November.
we
Listen.
cannot force him to resign.
My name is Jason Walsh. I'm the president of the Los Banos Teachers Association. The Los Banos Teachers Association will not be a spectator. This is not acceptable, what has gone on. We have made endorsements, official endorsements as an association. The Los Banos Teachers Association has endorsed Dominic Velasco. The Los Banos Teachers Association has endorsed Megan Goins-Soers, and the Los Banos Teachers Association has endorsed Mark Benton. Please, in November, tell everybody, these things are decided by a handful of votes. Do not be quiet. Go to your neighbors. Go to the church. Talk to anybody that will listen. Please. November is when we bring change.
You're talking about voting. Question on the recall. My understanding of absentee ballot, it says right on the ballot if it is not signed, it is not a legal ballot. But yet in the newspaper, it said that they couldn't give us a count right away because they were calling people to come in to sign their ballots. That's not legal, and yet they did it.
That's the
Well,
county
how-
elections, I
Where do
don't
we
know.
go to stop this from happening? I mean, do we call Sacramento and ask for the?
That would be the Secretary of State. You know, we have no
Because that's
jurisdiction over
illegal,
what the
and
county
yet it's
does.
stated right in the newspaper. I'm not making it up. And that's, the recall changed bodies on the board. And if it was an illegal vote happening, I mean, something needs to be done about that.
There were also people that did not receive the recall information and sample ballots in
Yes, I never
that
received
particular
it.
area.
I never received it, and I
I know
never
there was one family that had 4 voters in the house, and they did not receive it.
So legal, what do we do about that legally, Anthony? Do you know?
You have to go to the elections office.
Can you start with first aid?
But the election office
Yeah.
was in on it.
Well, I
They were the
did
ones that were
beforehand,
calling
knowing
the
that.
Then you
people.
take it to the Secretary of State, that's the next, that's the
Oh,
next.
because I was aware of what's going on.
How many people?
I'll call Secretary
Yeah,
of
but-
State tomorrow.
What happens on that recall, burden of proof is on you, the money to do the process is on you, and then they're gonna say, oh, well.
But it's in the, it's in.
I understand. I'm agreeing with you, I'm just telling you, it's one of
Well,
those
I'll
things.
call the
you can-
Secretary of State tomorrow, because that was illegal. And yet we're all sitting here and it's happening.
That's right.
But they were the ones that were calling.
I would talk to them and just ask them what the process is.
We're also organizing to help support the people that we endorse, so if you would like to walk and talk to the neighbors, even out of your district, please email myself, email Jason, any teacher that you know, and we will get your name, get you on the list, because we have to win. We have to win with these people that we are endorsing. Or we will lose the kids. We need the community. We need to take back our schools, take back our kids.
I am very good at calling. If I can get a telephone list, I will call everyone on the list.
And I'd like to
The
thank
candidates have the
Jason.
list for their areas, so that you would have to be contacted the candidates, or the candidates, any candidates here want to talk to, I don't know if she's here. Don't have a list, but you can get one.
Anthony, I'd like to thank Jason and the teachers that are working for this. And I know it's not always comfortable to stand up and say that, but you're strong and you're doing a wonderful job for the teachers in this district and the teachers that are working at it. And
I would also like to say that the rest of the board members too are in a really hard position. And they didn't ask or know what they were getting into, and yet they're still here, sitting here, trying to fight to bring it back to what it should be. It's a disgrace. Our city is a disgrace right now. It's embarrassing to say where we work.
It's also going to be really difficult to get people to move to Los Banos who we want to have come to Los Banos, who are interested in education and a community where their children are safe, when they check on the school district. And I can tell as a past board member, people used to call me that were moving because they would check on the board list and email or call and say, tell me a little bit about your district. So I know it's important to people. My own family moved about every 2 years as I was growing up, and that was the first thing that we ever checked on in the school. So it's really scary, and it's a crisis right now in Los Banos.
It is, but the great thing, Colleen, is there's a group of energized people now.
I
It's
know.
unfortunate it takes something like this to get here to this point, but the reality is there's a group of energized people that if we all take this and build from it, we can start making a change. And that's the goal here, I think. Just being here tonight, obviously it's unfortunate these 4 other board members didn't show up tonight. It kind of shows you where they stand. I believe that fully. And I think it's an obvious violation of the Brown Act as well, but the reality is that we're here, we have a chance to make a difference, and there's a good group of people here that can start making a difference. And I think that next board meeting, I hope that's still on the agenda for the censure of Tommy Jones. I know it's a slap on the hand, but it's still showing where the board stands as a whole.
And
And I think that's important to make that public statement.
the problem with that, Aaron, is that it's a two-step process. It's a two-board meeting process. So you have to have a meeting to have the discussion, according to our legal counsel, which means if we had the discussion in October, decided, and we voted to put it on the next agenda, it would be in November, he may not be there anymore. So, you know.
That's all part of making sure he's not there. We still need to have a discussion.
Well, and I think what we should all learn from this is, it didn't happen overnight. Little steps were happening along the way. We can't sit back and be quiet about it. If we hear something, we need to check it out, not just stand up and call somebody a liar if you don't have the proof of that. But you need to check it out and talk to one another, go to the board and tell them what you're hearing, and not just sit back and allow it to happen, because now we're in deep, and it's gonna be harder to dig out if we had caught it at the top.
Is there anything to be done about the seemingly apparent violation of the Brown Act?
I plan on taking care of that tomorrow with the DA.
You have that letter.
Oh, yeah, right here.
And
Hey,
it's
Anthony.
October 13th, is that correct?
You know,
I didn't hear
these
you.
people that aren't here, did they benefit by this? Why aren't they here? They, $300,000 that they were stealing from the students to give to their budget. Now, it's a pretty amazing deal. The fellow that's running against Dominic, my sister lives in the district in Overland. She told him that her brother was David Silva. The guy walked off. Our granddaughter lives about a block away. She said, well, David Silva's her grandfather. He walked off. David Silva must be a bad guy, but then I'll tell you, it's time for new letters, but what I'm saying is, there's more to it. Maria said, more to it here than what is shown, and these people are thieves. When you steal $300,000, and the CAC is just as bad, that guy right there, you can steal money from anybody, but never from students. The most important time of their lives. Now, do what you have to do, but damn, students come first. You can't let this stuff happen. There are a couple of guys up for election. Let's make sure they don't get back on the board. And we've got to just work at it. Okay, thank you.
Well, one thing I would add is, I don't think this group wants to become what the CAC unfortunately has become. You know, let's be accurate with our statements. Let's be factual. I mean, those points are really well taken, because we want to be presenting what's real and what is actually taking place. I mean, too many people have been hurt by infactual statements already and all this stuff. So, I mean, I would just caution all of us. And I think, you know, I hope we're all there next month and everybody's up talking at the mic and just tell the committee what you think, what you feel, and why we're all here. And we can keep it at that. But pointing fingers isn't going to help. We don't need to get this going. We need to kind of get past that. That's already there.
4 empty seats is pretty factual.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, absolutely.
And you know, when we get a letter from Baldo saying there's no meeting, we're governed by 7 trustees. Baldo is saying he controls our board.
That's right.
Are we governed by King? Baldo Salcido? We have 7 trustees. Baldo has no right.
He's first on the board, last on the board. He needs to keep his nose out. And
He's not on the board.
He's not on the board.
He's not on the board.
He's a private
No,
citizen, and he's
that's-
telling our board they're not going to meet.
oh my God, that's right. I mean, I'm new. Yeah, it was the other guy. It seemed to me they're the same.
And the one thing I would ask is, you know, one of the CAC's biggest complaints is that board members don't listen to their constituents. Don't hear them, right, Dennis?
That's right.
Well,
That's right.
here we are. We're all our constituents. They should be listening to us.
Tonight?
I
They
would
should be
like to
listening
know,
to
I
us, right?
emailed
Yeah.
Mr. Martinez as a constituent in his district. I emailed him last night, and I emailed him again today at 5 o'clock. He's at church, saying, asking him if he could be here, that I expected him to be here to participate in this discussion as one of his constituents, and that I was requesting that he be here to discuss
Probably couldn't find
this with his trustees and with his constituents. And that was the reason Johnny was recalled, was because he wasn't listening to his constituents. Well, Mr. Martinez didn't listen to me, and I'm one of his constituents.
Is he R. Martinez at Los Banos USD?
R. Martinez.
RR, thank you.
Every one of their emails is listed on the school district
I'm
website.
yeah, I'm with the constituents.
There you go.
Everybody, put a read receipt on your email so you know that he read it.
Okay.
I understand Bueller can't run again, is that it?
No, he can run.
His seat's not up for election.
Yeah.
2 years.
2 years.
Unless Munoz is recalled.
That's what I was told.
Martinez is recalled.
So this Martinez is going to be in for 2 years?
Correct.
Anthony, can you call Martinez?
If you have knowledge.
Do it.
Gotta live in this district though before you can do that. No, he has a sign. What did he say?
Oh my gosh, perfect. I think we need those for the next school board meeting.
Jason, we can recall Marlene, she's been 4 years. We can also recall Ray.
But remember that
But it might save us hundreds of thousands.
Right, but if they're not in control, it takes.
Well, thank you guys, thank you all. Hope to see you in October, and appreciate your concern and your willingness to get out and state your
That sign I
unhappiness with this
just,
whole situation.
that sign I just saw is terrific, but we need to add Munoz to it also because he's another CAC member. No, Munoz that's running against Dominic Velasco. Because he is another one of their CAC members. Do you see what they're doing here? One at a time? So it's very important.
I'm glad we got this down.
If Munoz was so interested in what's happening on the board, why isn't he right here finding out, informing himself for the upcoming election?
Martinez
said it's an honor to serve on the board in the first meeting. He doesn't show up.
I know, Anthony, is there going to be a debate at all between board candidates? It's not a debate.
Okay, I have no idea. That's usually set up by some of the organizations in town, League of Women Voters, the Tea Party does it.
They're not doing it this year. There is something at Sept College on October 27th.
There's something out
There's a candidate forum at Merced College. I believe it's October. It's either October 27th or 28th. I'm not sure which.
The candidate forum,
Let's have one person speak, please. So
Don is telling us about the date of a candidate forum.
It's October 27th at Merced College. It starts at 6 and it runs till 7:30 for the school board candidates, and then the city council candidates follow.
Do we have any in town for?
That's at the Merced College here in town.
Oh, in town?
Yes.
Okay.
And the Tea Party normally has one. They're not having one this year.
We have problems with the city.
And the League of Women Voters usually has one that's held at City Hall. I haven't heard anything about that yet, but I'm going to assume that they're going to have that again this
They won't
year.
be able to do it at City Hall either.
Ah. Well, then maybe we're not having it. Gene's shaking his head, so I'm guessing no.
And Dominic, is that voluntary for them?
It's voluntary, yes. They extended an invitation to me. I accepted. I don't know about the other candidates.
I do now.
Is your next board meeting?
Megan, see me after the meeting. I'll get you the gal's contact information.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I ask you something while you're here?
Yes.
And I know this would have to probably be added to an agenda later, but is there some way we could ensure that the filmings of the board meetings are posted someplace online, like a YouTube channel? I know
They are
that
YouTube.
I know we have tech people, so are the Los Banos school board meetings on YouTube already?
They are through the city website.
That's a
And
live stream? Is
Is there a place we can put them where at their leisure people can go to watch them?
I think they stream them off and on during the month.
There's a schedule of when they
But I don't know if they store them.
That's on Comcast. I'm asking, because I know we have tech people who are capable of it. This information needs to get out to the people in the city. Can we have our tech people, it would take them all of 3 minutes, it tops, to upload the videos onto a district YouTube channel so that people of the community can watch the meetings?
Even on the other channels other than Comcast.
Some people don't have Comcast.
Like Dish
On the
and-
city
and
website,
TV.
it's actually a
I
place
don't
where you
get
can
it.
stream Channel 96 via the internet also, and you can view the schedule of when the meetings show. Rick Spalding is the IT director, and he can also get copies of the meetings for you if you wish.
That would be great. I would love it if people at their leisure though, not at the
Sounds like your first
Comcast
project.
schedule, could go.
Yeah,
And
it's
do
not
it.
just Comcast.
I'll check into that, Isla.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you again for coming. Appreciate it.
Did I miss anything in the facilities meeting?